Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Aries and I'm your online BFF today. Alright, so if you are my return subscribers, thank you so much for clicking today's video and bless your day, girls, boys. Alright, so if you are seeing this right now, it is not a random one, okay? It is not a random one because something inside you has already been started, like a decisions, maybe a dream, a project, or a promise to yourself, okay? Something that you once care deeply about, right? But somewhere along the way you slow down, you pause, you got distracted, you got tired, you told yourself, I will come back to it later, and the later never came, okay? Yeah, so before that, by the way, I just bought this chocolate. It's, I don't know what, it's a Dubai chocolate. I just bought this, so I'm gonna try this while we are chatting, let's rate this chocolate. I love to eat chocolate, you know that? Alright, so oh, look at this, it's green. Alright, so yeah, okay, back to the topic. But I want you to listen carefully, listen carefully, because the version of you that started it is still watching you right now, okay? Let me just put this first. The version of you that started it, the project or whatever is it, is actually still watching you right now, okay? Not in a judgment, but in expectations, because you didn't just start something physical, you started something inside your identity. You told yourself a story. I am someone who can do this and this and this, and every unfinished thing in your life is now questioning that story, right? Because there is a quiet weight that actually comes from unfinished work, unfinished project, unfinished desire, unfinished dream. It doesn't shout, it doesn't scream, but it actually lingers around your energy, okay? So it lingers, in the background of your thoughts, in the moments when you are alone, in the moments when you scroll instead of building, and in the moments that when you feel like something is missing in your life right now, but you can actually explain it. That kind of feeling is like it keeps lingering around. Wait, let me just, because I have chocolate, let me just eat this first. That's actually not emptiness, that's incompletion, and here's something most people never realize, because you don't just abandon goals, you abandon versions of yourself, right? Because every time that you stop something halfway, you walk away from the identity that you are actually building, like the discipline, the focus, the consistency, the courageous, and slowly, without noticing, you begin to believe that version no longer exists in you, because you keep avoiding it. But you know what? The version still exists. It's just waiting for you to return, okay? That's it. Nothing hard, okay? Because nothing you truly started ever leaves you, okay? Like, it just waits. It just waits quietly, patiently, until you decide who you are going to be. Because the person who walks away or the person who finish, and I need you to understand this, because most people are not stuck because they lack ability, right? They are actually stuck, like, because they have too many unfinished beginnings, too many goals, too many open loops, too many paused dreams, too many one day I would go back to it, and those unfinished beginnings actually quietly drain your energy, not physically but mentally. Yeah, you had it right, mentally. Right? It's because your mind actually remembers everything that you left behind, even when you try to forget it. But here's where everything can change, You don't need a new ideas, you don't need a new ideas. You don't need a new dream. You don't need a new version of your life. You only need to return to yourself, Return to what you already started. Return to what you already believe in, and return to what you once cared enough to begin with. Okay, because power is not always found in starting something new. Sometimes it is found in finishing what you avoided. Yeah. I've been avoiding uploading YouTube for a while, like since back then. I keep avoiding it because I feel like I'm a failure, because most of my videos got barely views and all, so I keep trying to avoid, should I just start again, should I start again? But you know what, thankfully I believe in myself, so I just keep using the same account and I try to try again. There's nothing to lose, so why not try again, right? Because there is a version of you that already exists in the future, and that version is not asking you to be perfect. Yeah, it is not asking to be perfect. It is actually asking you to be more consistent enough to do something. It is asking you to stop restarting your life every time it gets difficult, because it is actually asking you to complete loop the cycle, so to close the gap between intention and action, between starting and also finishing. So it just want you to close that gap, because starting is very easy, it's very easy. Everyone can start anything. Starting, feels emotional. Yeah, starting feels exciting, feels like there's so many possibilities, but finishing it feels totally different. This the feeling that you might get is totally different. The starting is so easy, but when it comes to middle part, it's so hard. It's very hard. Even when you will try to finish it, it's very hard. Finishing is like a discipline, a consistency, a resistance, persistent. It's showing up when the feeling is gone, continuing when no one is watching you, and where your identity is actually being forged. But technically, it is not being forged, your identity, because you are trying to reshape your identity, right? And maybe that's why you stop. So, not because it was too hard, but because each stop feels exciting, And now you think that means it wasn't meant for you. But I want you to listen carefully. The absence of excitement is not the absence of purpose. It is actually the beginning of discipline, right? And discipline is what separates who you feel like today from who you become permanently. You will never feel ready to finish everything what you started, there will always be obstacles, doubt, resistance and all. Something easier calling your attention, your comfort zone. But greatness was never built in comfort. Oops, my chocolate, sorry. Okay, whatever. Yeah, greatness was never built in comfort. It was actually built in continuations, return, and in persistence. So I want you to speak to the part of that remembers, the part of you that still knows what you started, the book that you never finish, the skill that you stop practicing, the idea that you abandoned, the version of yourself that quietly walk away from. It is actually still there. It is inside you. It's still not gone yet. Okay, it's still not gone yet. So it's just pause for a while and waiting for you to pick it back up. And maybe this is your moment to decide not to start something new, alright, but to finish something real, because there is a different kind of strength in finishing. A strength that doesn't come from motivation. It may be a strength that comes from an identity, from saying I am someone who completes what I began. Alright, you don't need to be perfect plan. Okay, you don't need a perfect plan. You don't need a perfect timing. You don't need a a perfect confidence and all. You only need the truth of yourself, right? You just need to return to yourself, even if it's small, even the progress slow, feels awkward at first, but I want you to return, because every step back into what you started is a step back into yourself. And one day you will understand something powerful, something powerful, because the life that you were searching for wasn't hidden in something new. It was actually hidden in what you started, but you didn't finish it. Okay, and the moment that you choose to return, everything begins to realign for you, right? So not because the world change, but because you change. You did. So if you're seeing this right now, take it as a reminder not to chase more, not to start more, but actually finish it. Finish what you started, because the person that you are actually becoming is waiting on the other side of the finishing line. Finish what you started and you will finally meet them. Alright, so I hope today's video resonated with you, and if it's not, then don't take it. Alright, so yeah, that's it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching until the end, and I hope that you guys have a great day today. And regarding this chocolate, it tastes like, okay, actually it tastes kind of good.